It is quite hard for me to start a small talk about the series, because it's dealing with one problem of our world onto which I'm not really that knowledgeable enough, that being romance. Okay, I'm joking. Of course, I mean deafness. Being one of the problems which we are not really exposed enough, most of our daily lives, heck, even a lot of people never even met a deaf person. I even forgotten that we had someone deaf in the village where I grew up, and he had to go to a specialized school for the deaf from an early age. And I did not really interact with him. It got me thinking aloud, that even when there is awareness for the handicapped, it just isn't part of our daily lives for the most of us. And that's where the series is coming to play. Yubisaki to Renren, or the English title A Sign of Affection, is a series which tackles such a problem. Well, partially. Because the struggles we see in the series are still on the lighter side of things. It does not go into the problems as deep as the movie A Silent Voice. That being said, at its core, A Sign of Affection is a romance, so it does not try to show too much of the harsh parts of the daily life of a deaf person. But it still shows us their struggles whenever it is in the store with the clerks, if they for example have masks that they cannot read their lips, surprising them from behind, or misjudging that a hearing aid can give them all of their hearing back. The last one I am guilty too, because I was not really aware till now about the finer details, but I should have guessed it that it's quite similar to glasses. Like, they can help you, but they are not the perfect solution for every condition. Now let's start talking directly about the show. I gotta be honest, I dropped it for a bit after the first episode, but I did came back to finish it after it finished airing, being a series onto which you need to be in the right mood to watch. In short, I will explain a bit about the show. It is a slice of life romance show which plays out in Saitama City near Tokyo. It gives us a realistic take onto how two girls are crashing onto two guys and chasing their little romance. The thing which I really like is that the age of the characters isn't too young, like in most of the anime series where they are in high school being 15 and such. Being more realistic at 19 years of age for the female lead of the show is Yuki Itose, a girl who lives in a world without sound. Then we have the male counterpart Itsuo Minagi, a 22-year-old youngster who likes to travel the world. How will the worlds of the two crash and collide? You will need to watch it, but if you did that, I will start to talk about it here a bit more. About how they both try to learn more and more about the other, how they make their baby steps in the world of romance, who is the one who takes the first step and who is the one who confesses first. Slowly we are guided step by the characters about how they develop their feelings for each other. At the beginning, Yuki was interested into Itsuomi because of how he helped her in the train in the first episode. Yuki at the time did not know if it's just an interest or maybe more, and that's why she's gone with her friend Rin onto the cafe and bar place both Itsuomi and his cousin Kyoya work. Kyoya is the one Rin is gunning for. What happened there is for you all to find out for yourself, but I will talk about some parts which I enjoyed in the series. For me, one of the funny moments is in episode 4 when Rin had plans with Kyoya to go shopping for the bar, but Rin, being too shy to be with Kyoya alone, asked Yuki to ask Itsuomi to, just come along. The fun part was when by the time Itsuomi was crashing at Kyoya's place, so it was just so funny when he got a text too, making the whole situation really interesting for us spectators. Then at the place of the meetup, the whole car scene got me laughing so hard that my neighbor starting to bang at the walls to keep me quiet. From Kyoya saying to Rin that he does not want Yuki to be hurt by Itsumi's rejection, to the two of them coming in hands got me rolling on the floor. One of the things I really like about the series is how everyone is rooting for everyone, making it really wholesome. Of course, comedy aside, the show is really sweet and diabetes inducing, but such a show would not be interesting enough without some drama. For example, the unknown girl clinching to Itsuomi, having his keys from the apartment and so on. I know, guys and girls, I'm not really the guy you wanna see dabble in romance genre, it's just that even we guys have feelings and like it when we see a good romance. The next part, which I think was really heartwarming, was when Itsuomi asked Yuki what she was fine with him doing to her, and Yuki writing onto his palm that everything, which was really heartwarming. That being said, if it was not for the build-up, then the next scene would not have such an impact onto us. Itsumi's answer to everything was in the form of kissing her hand as a gesture of thanks. At the very least, that was what I was thinking, because I would do the same thing at the moment. When I seen it for the first time, I was like totally fangirling. A teeny bit later, when they wanted to confess but missed the timing, and then like right the next episode, Itsumi just gone forward like yeah! Anyway, after that he goes overseas for a month of traveling. Of course, being handicapped has its own fair share of problems. What they have shown us was just a small part of it, of how cruel the reality can be. This is something of a reminder to either yourself or everyone else who is either watching this or probably someone you can remind when you see something similar. That they have their own fair share of problems, from either bullying as a kid, from other kids, cause as a kid you do not fully comprehend that they are just not the same, to even as it was shown in the show, just getting a job is really hard for them. Of course, in this day and age it is already a lot easier than it was ever in the past, and maybe in the not too far of a future there will be a world where we are free of disabilities. We can see all the characters slowly but surely growing as people. Whenever it is Rin finally picking up a bit of sign language so she can communicate easier with Yuki, well, the training camp, then finally Rin and Kyoya getting their grip together and finally start dating. One of the best parts for me was probably the interactions in between Oshi and Itsumi. There we could see that Itsumi wanted for Oshi to give up on pursuing Yuki, but Itsumi treasures Yuki, so he does not want Oshi's and Yuki's friendship to sour just because they are dating. After talking with Oshi for a bit and immediately inviting Oshi for a drink or two, we get a heartfelt conversation in between the two men, going into a direction we all would have liked it to go when we were in similar situations. They talked it out, one of them got emotional for a bit, there even flew a punch. But at the end, when it all gets sorted out without any hard feelings, is the best possible outcome, making the 10th episode really stand out for all the good reasons. Overall, the whole story and setting is well written. The characters feel alive, from the situations they find themselves in, from the little conversations, the little details of, for example, not being in touch for a few days, making it also realistic. It's a really strong selling point of the show. Well, maybe the only two flaws I have with the show is that there aren't more episodes and that the mother of Yuki does not know it yet. I really like the music and the absence of sound in some parts of the show too, making us feel a little bit closer to Yuki who is deaf. For me, it is a must-watch anime. Thank you all for watching, press like and subscribe, stay healthy, and we're gonna see us in the next video. Bye!